Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, The Cure, Disintegration, Wheel. My next meh will be The Cure, Disintegration.
No, we'll see if we're going to do The Cure, Disintegration. It looks like we're going to do The Cure, Disintegration.
It's the first time
I haven't had to say
I
that.
know. It's the first time I've done that in a while. And it's not even a normal wheel spin. It's kind
Well,
of
it's a normal wheel spin. It was just not on a normal video.
Yeah. I originally chose this a while ago. And then I said, no, we're doing Mitski because I needed to do Mitski. And I'm glad we did Mitski, but now we're here. So The Cure, pretty legendary post-punk band. We've both heard one song from them, and it's their most popular song.
Yes.
Friday I'm in Love, if you're not catching our drift on that one. But this has been on my radar for a while. I see the genres being post-punk and gothic rock, and immediately I'm like, get me in there as quickly as possible. For some reason, when I think of The Cure, I think they're a lot older than they actually are. I didn't realize this album came out in 89. I thought it was like a lot earlier. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. Literally have not a lot of context at all about this group or anything. Again, just one of those blind spots that we have. But thought we were in Cocteau Twins realm, Slow Dive. I'm really into like early or like 90s and 80s Swan stuff in that gothic rock area, so I'm hoping this kind of touches on that as well. But yeah, we can kind of just jump in. We got the 2010 remaster loaded up, not the 3.5 hour deluxe edition.
I think people are going to be disappointed in that we aren't going to be doing the 3.5 hour version.
Yeah.
I think people really want a 4.5 hour long
video
Boy Time
of all
video.
of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what the people want.
Yeah, it's
Except
true.
we're not video essayists, so that retention will just drop.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
If you want to see what we're doing next, stay tuned to the end of the video. We'll spin a wheel. We'll see where we're going.
That's what we call audience retention.
That's what we call audience retention. We're good at this, guys.
That's right. This is the first time you've ever said that.
I know. I gotta promote the wheel spin as much as possible. It's a sacred thing.
The best part of the video.
It is. But I guess we can just get started. I don't have anything else to add. There's no context. I'm sure the comments will be yelling at us with a whole bunch of background and context and stuff. So
that's
fine. It's always something, but go for it because I have no idea.
I know even less than you. Like I didn't. I knew that the group.
Nothing.
I knew that The Cure was a band. That's about all I knew about it. Like I didn't know any of their albums. I couldn't have even told you that Friday I'm in Love is a Cure song.
Oh,
like that is there. Yeah. Like that was literally my reaction when you put it on. So yeah, I know nothing, but we can get started.
It's a good way to dive into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Track 1, Plain Song.
Okay.
Plain song.
Thought that was a pretty good opener. I'm not like super blown away. I'm sure you're going to like this a whole lot more than I am.
No way.
Well, that's just the feeling I'm getting so far is that this is a very you record.
Yeah.
Um, I tend not to like British.
You can
I
stop
really
right
could
there.
just I could just end the sentence right there. But there's just this very distinct era of like this late 80s, early 90s British stuff where they all kind of sound like kind of like that Bowie thing,
Mhm.
you know? And I'm not such a huge fan of that kind of inflection. So that's going to take some getting over for me. But I thought that the instrumentation here was fantastic. Like I was kind of getting kind of Cocteau Twins vibes, just especially Treasure. I feel
Mhm.
like kind of similar kind of vibes here, but I'm getting a little more. It's a little more edgy. The lyrics are a little more edgy than a Cocteau Twins record because the Cocteau Twins lyrics don't have lyrics.
True.
It's just her just vocalizing. But I like that one well enough. It's just I feel like you're gonna come on here and go like that. But
Yeah, not for this one, but I mean, it's kind of close, honestly. As like
yeah,
an opener, this is just fantastic. I think when you have a record that's this long and there's this many like long songs, you can take your time to kind of like fill out an environment, kind of feel everything out a little bit, and that's just what this felt like. I think it's always hard going back to legendary bands like this, especially from decades ago, because the music landscape is obviously very different. We've had Cocteau Twins and stuff where like we're a little bit used to this era, so probably not as stark, but I like how easy it is to kind of just like slowly dip your toes in as the record kind of opens up a little bit. But yeah, chimes were fantastic. I love the instrumentation. Everything is just like placed so well. I love when there's a full like auditory experience where you have your chimes around your head, you have the low tone of the bass of the drone on this going. And one thing I really love is this guitar line that just kind of like soars over this slowly. It gives kind of like it's more eerie, but it's also really beautiful at the same time. I just love that kind of vibe that it's giving. Yeah, it is very like Treasure kind of. But I love how it takes its time to go. Lyrics wise, pretty great, pretty simple. I love the reverb. I feel like today you couldn't get away with that, but like it matches this song's vibe perfectly.
yeah.
It's just super reverb, super echoey. It's just you're kind of floating as this thing kind of takes you into this record, but really fantastic so far.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pictures of You, track 2.
Of me,
You.
whoa.
Pictures of You.
That one was pretty dang fantastic. I always feel like such a basic bitch whenever I like all of the ones that just have the most streams. But no, I mean that song is really good. I think just generally I tend to like songs with a little bit more of a structure, a little more of a backbone, and that song definitely had it. That one, I mean, definitely was more of like a hit. I could see that one being a hit if they did a radio edit or something.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it says here it was in the top 30 in the UK.
yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I thought that one was really good. Um, I'll let you get into the lyrics because you're way better at analyzing those sorts of things. But yeah, I thought it had a really good like walking groove. I always like songs that do that. So yeah, that one was right up my alley. I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, that was great. Again, I'm the opposite. I like things that break song structures and stuff like this, but when it's done like this, it's fantastic. I don't mind that it's the simple kind of, typical way you'd imagine a song being written. Again, I love the walking groove. There's so many like slow little intricate things in this instrumental that are changing. The guitar got like pretty loud at one point and just kind of reaching this apex of it. It just sounds fantastic. I love how it pulls you in so effortlessly. Like, I feel like Joy Division, we had a hard time for the first reaction really getting in there and feeling it. This one, it kind of envelopes you immediately. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of effects and like keyboard presets that sound like they came straight from the 80s, but they don't feel out of place or like awkward at all. I know some of this stuff doesn't
Yeah.
age that well, but this stuff feels like it's made for this kind of sound like
Hmm.
palette. It just feels so natural. It's like, oh, it's fantastic. I'm We didn't really get a good interpretation of Robert Smith last song because he was kind of covered in reverb and very quiet. And then he was kind of the forefront of the song, and I thought he was pretty great.
Hmm.
Vocalization's pretty great. I love the. It keeps you interested in a more like story track, especially when it's 7.5 minutes and there are lyrics for most of it.
Yeah.
I feel like he fit the instrumental really well. Not too much to get into with lyrics. I mean, it's a pretty simple, like, nostalgia kind of message throughout the lyrics. So I don't know if I'm gonna have too much to say, but it's like it just backs up the instrumental perfectly to the point where it's like it's just good,
Yeah.
and everybody knows it's good. So, alrighty,
Yes.
close down track 3.
I'm running out of time. I'm out of step and closing down. Never sleep for wanting hours. The empty hours of grief and uselessly always to feel again the real belief.
Close down.
I like that song. Um, it's kind of hard to talk about songs like these in this format because uh, there's not a whole lot that happens. It feels like it's a 2-minute song stretched out to 4 minutes and 18 seconds, and that's not a negative thing because I did enjoy it quite a bit. But like, it is just kind of the same thing for a while. Um, and it's a great atmosphere. It's a good vibe. I like the feel of it, but it's also like, what can I say about it? Because there's like one verse, and then just the rest is just writing out this kind of cool instrumental beat they got going. So I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, that one was great. I literally don't know where any of these songs rank at this point, but this one was also fantastic. I think this is my favorite writing on the record so far, which is weird because there's literally like 8 lines here.
Yeah.
But I love the kind of reflecting on getting older and like becoming desensitized to things as you grow older, and you don't feel as strongly and you don't feel these certain things as much as you used to. Playing into the Disintegration theme, I guess. But love the instrumental. I love how forward the drums are on this. Again, they know to take their time and build these things, and then you notice when they do these switch ups and these small little adjustments, and it feels a lot more impactful, and it just catches the ear a lot better. So this is just a really fun album to kind of like sit back and just kind of get enveloped by so far.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of variety. I mean, like the last song is completely different than this, but they both feel like they are definitely belong like right next to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, really great. All right.
Mhm.
Love Song. I think one of their most popular songs.
I think so.
Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am whole again. However far away, I will always love you. However long I stay, I will always love you. Whatever words I say, I will always love you. Whenever I'm alone with you, however long I stay, I will always love you. Whatever words I say, I will always love you. I will always love you.
Love Song.
That's pretty good. I think I like Pictures of You better in terms of the popular songs off this record, but I feel like this works well in the record in terms of like close down as like I'm feeling old and sad, and then it's like, oh, but when I'm with you, I'm feeling nice and I'm feeling young again. Um, so I feel like it works in the context of the record, but also it's a love song, and so you can play that on the radio. I mean, literally, it's a
And
love
it's
song.
the only song here that matches that radio time limit.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Shortest song is 3.5 minutes.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward late 80s, early 90s pop song. And for what it is, it's pretty good. But that's not really a genre that I love a whole lot. So I don't know. It's fine.
No, yeah, I think it's good. It's not a song that's not the kind of stuff I listen to. But at the same time, it's like it fits the record. The mood is still very similar. I'm surprised it's like you get very different emotions from all these songs, but they feel very connected still. It's interesting because I like these old albums because you get so much context in like Genius and stuff where they just give you like every detail about the song. When it comes to like charting and all of that, this kind of felt like a Creep situation where it was the one song that really blew up for them, and then he was like, "Why is this a song that blew up? That should have been another one."
Mm.
Yeah, which I mean, it makes sense. I feel like this song is like, I feel it's genuine, but at the same time, I feel like naming your song one just love song and then having it be like the most straightforward love song on earth makes me feel like there's a little bit of sarcasm in there at the same
It's just
time.
a hey
I
situation.
don't think it's a hey ya situation. I think it's just a funny little like, oh,
Mm.
here's a love song on a record that's going to be pretty gloomy, and it's just the most generic love song you can get. But I mean, it's
Sure.
performed and everything really well. I really love the "Fly Me to the Moon" into the guitar solo part. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you're making a song like this, the personality comes through, and I do enjoy it. I would definitely listen to it again. It's not just like radio fodder. So,
Yeah.
very good. All right, Last Dance.
My favorite Drake song.
Favorite Michael Jordan documentary.
Does he have a documentary called Last Dance?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad you remember to see how it ended. Our last dance together, expectant to punctual but prettier than ever. To hair and contentment that hangs in a basement. A woman now standing where once there was only a girl. All this in an instant before I could kiss you. A woman now standing where once there was only a girl. Right was when we used to fall. And even if we drink, I don't think we would kiss in the way that we did when the woman was only a girl.
Last Dance.
Last Dance. That one's probably my least favorite so far. Um, it's not bad, but that guitar tone or something, it was kind of grating. It was just a whiny guitar tone, if that makes any sense. Oh my god, jeez. Slow that down a little bit. Um, but I mean, it's still listenable, but yeah, I don't know. That just kind of got on my nerves a little bit. But
That was my
that's
favorite part of
me.
the song. So
Okay,
I
well,
love
yeah,
that
that
guitar tone. That
tracks.
was
That
fantastic.
tracks.
Yeah, I love how it created a friction in the song. I was trying like really hard to think about how to describe what was happening, but like it felt like the instrumental and the lyrics didn't match. But at the same time, there's this guitar that like mends these two things with this really weird friction, which kind of fits with the subject matter of like meeting someone that you used to know really well and then like not connecting with them at all. It's just weird dissonance between the two, and it's like put through the instrumental in a really clever way. But also I love shoegaze, so any guitar that's like got that whiny, really fast, distorted kind of tone to it, I'm gonna absolutely love, which is definitely true here. I love how the lyrics kind of tie with all of these other songs too. There's a lot of mentions of winter and snow, and you get all this with the instrumentation as well. So it's just one of these things where it feels very connected and wrapped up tight. Where like every little, it's like a movie where all the plot lines are just perfectly like well made and integrated well. It just feels tight. It feels really natural. These songs have like a weird nostalgia to them, even though I've not heard music like this, like that I turn on, regularly. But there's just some kind of classic feel when it comes to stuff from this era.
Yeah.
But it still holds up really well. Like this stuff has not aged a day, in my opinion. But very, very good. Alrighty, Lullaby, track 6.
Tom Holland?
Andrew Garfield.
Oh, Andrew.
That's why this song
course.
sounds scary.
Oh, that makes sense.
Lullaby.
That one was a weird one, but I liked it. Those are the type of lyrics I like. Just weird stuff, A Spider-Man, not the Spider-Man, because there's no hyphen in between Spider and Man.
To avoid
So,
copyright.
yes, of course. So Disney can't sue the Cure retroactively. But yeah, it's this weird kind of juxtaposition where it's like this guy's describing being eaten by like a million tiny spiders, and then it's just like a Duran Duran instrumental. I'm like, what is happening here? Like this is it's like
Like broken talking heads or something.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
punished talking heads.
It's like it's kind of like Bone on like Paper Mache Dream Balloon, but like a little different.
Yeah.
But that one's like everybody can eat me. All my body is just disposable matter to be eaten.
And the song's
While
like,
it's just
la,
this,
la, la, la.
yeah, it's like a Teletubbies song. It's a little different, but it's the same kind of vibe. But yeah, I don't know. I think I don't think any of these songs have gotten quite as good for me as Pictures of You. So I'm excited to get out of this like short song run that we've been in and get into the long boys because I feel like
Got
I'm
a
gonna
lot
like those a
coming,
lot
so.
more. So yeah, I don't know, but I thought I liked that one well enough.
Yeah, I'm throwing out the masterpiece for that one. Yeah, that I feel like this is where Robert Smith like shines because like the delivery on this song is definitely one part that makes it. But yeah, it's just the instrumental being so quirky and like it's eerie. It's a little off-putting, but it's still kind of fun. but just the delivery on it and the lyrics are crazy. This kind of like bedtime story atmosphere it sets, and then it gets kind of more and more disturbed as the song goes on. And I like that he seems to write with a lot of like open interpretation, which is nice when it's still pinned down a little bit, but like I don't know, you just have this beat where there's a lot of like little prickly things happening, and you're talking about spiders, and it's like as
Yeah.
the song goes on, it's like, ooh, this could be about addiction, or ooh, this is getting a little bit of a assault territory and stuff like that. So it's just fantastic. Like, man, the vibe of this song, everything about it just seems pretty masterful. And they smack dab in the middle of the record too. But
Yeah.
it seems like this was the first single from this record. The other two being Love Song and Pictures of You. So this is definitely the weirdest out of the three. But man, it's good. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Fascination Street, track 7.
On this open time, down on Fascination Street. So let's cut the conversation and get out for a bit. 'Cause I'm feeling unfaded and paling, but I'm begging to drag you down with me to keep the lesson in. Yeah, I like being mad, like I like you to scream with. Cut the conversation, just open your mouth. Put on your face, put on your fear. Let's an opening time down on Fascination Street. Down on Fascination Street. Down on Fascination Street.
Fascination Street.
That song was messed up. I don't know. I have a very bad feeling about that one. For some reason, like the bass was like super chunky and like thick. It was like a Disturbed song or something. But that's like the only comparison I'll make to Disturbed is just the bass.
I'd imagine so.
Yes. And then like the lyrics, just what the hell? Like the line like if you open your mouth and I can't be responsible for quite what goes in or to care what comes out. It's like what are you insinuating? Is this a sex thing? If it's a sex thing, that's kind of fucked up. Um but yeah, so that kind of put me in like a weird mood after he said that, and then just everything else is so dark, and like this took such a left turn. Like just to think like a couple tracks ago it was a fun pop love song, and now we're here.
Yes,
It's like
sir.
wow, what a trek. But yeah, that one. Whoa, what a ride.
Double masterpiece, 2 in a row. This is probably my favorite track. Everything about it, like I think the Disintegration theme is this album is literally like becoming more and more degenerate as we continue to go on, which is really cool. The bass line is awesome on this song. It starts like drunkenly and kind of sloppy, And then it waits for a long time until we start going with lyrics, and like 2.5 minutes, and this instrumental is just slowly building. You start to feel an energy. There's something bubbling up. These lyrics are messed up. It's like this whole album, especially this song though, it's like it's enticing you in. It's like you don't know what you're getting because there's pretty parts, but there's also this like really disturbing kind of undertone of this like nasty bass line. These lyrics are like really, really, really degrading as we continue to go on. Just the being pulled in, I'm guessing on like a city street of like the shops and the bars and the alcohol and the drugs, and it just continues to degrade as the song goes on, and the instrumental is just so good. One of my favorite things about like post punk and post rock is just taking this instrumental and stretching it to its like absolute bare necessities and just building and building and building and building. It's just what a ride this one was. I mean, we're about to enter a huge, 6 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes, and this one was like a perfect. I'm hoping a perfect kind of segue into what we're about to get, but that was fantastic.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Alrighty, Prayers for Rain, track 8.
This is going to be a cover of Weezer's Africa.
I hope so.
Oh, me too. Sounds like something Robert Pattinson's Batman would listen to.
Yeah, this whole album, I'm like, this is just the Donnie Darko soundtrack.
It really is.
You shatter me, your grip on me, a hold on me so dull it kills, stifling me, infectious sense of hopelessness, all waiting for the rain. Prayers for rain. Prayers for rain.
Prayers for Rain.
That one was pretty good too. It's pretty far away from what I normally listen to, but I liked it. It's kind of there's like this very niche kind of stuff whenever I listen to anything that's like even like kind of remotely harder than folk, which is really my wheelhouse. So there's really only like a couple records or anything that kind of break through that, and this is getting up there. I do really like the vibe here. I do tend to like more moody, edgy, darker things in general. So, Yeah, this is kind of right up my alley in that way. Just I don't usually listen to music like that, but I don't know. It's growing on me. This is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I feel like it was a great album, and then we hit Lullaby, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, you guys were hiding so much until you get to track 6, and it's
Yeah.
just been perfection since then. Like these instrumentals are next level. Like this is textbook. Oh, it's moody and atmospheric, and it's again this rain and the snow theme. You feel it on every track. You can instantly, like, the imagery all of these songs paint is just so good. Man, you get backtracking and stuff back when, like, you can't just hit a digital thing to make it go backwards, and it's like more thoughtful, and it doesn't feel as gimmicky on the end when it is at the end of the song.
Yeah.
The strings on this were fantastic. At the low end, especially those strings filling in the low end, like a rumbling of a song. When it's prayers for rain, instead of putting like sound effects or thunder or actual rain in the track, it's like, give me strings that create like a rumbling sensation and then just like go crazy over the top of it. It's just so good. Robert Smith paints me as the kind of guy who just kind of like makes his music but doesn't show his power level at all. But then you
Mm.
get to tracks like this and it's like, this is just masterful. So,
Yeah.
oh, alrighty. This is like, I feel like we've reached the halfway point now, considering all of the track lengths coming up. So
Yeah,
this is a
probably
Black
up
Country New
there.
Road situation.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The Same Deep Water as You, track 9.
There's the
There's
thunder.
spoke too soon.
Kiss me goodbye. Wishing out before I sleep. Can't you see I tried? We should be together. We shall be together. I feel brave against your fear, and laughing break the mirror sweet. So we shall be together. Very last thing before I go. Very last thing before I go. Very last thing before I go.
The Same Deep Water as You.
Are you gonna do it?
Probably.
Okay, I figured so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not a huge fan of that one. Um, I know I'm going to be alone in this, and that is fine. Um, And it's not that I don't like long songs, because I have grown to appreciate them, but I just think for me, just didn't do uh, as much as I would like in a long song. I like long songs that have like arcs and a bunch of like different segments. I love long songs that have movement to them, like an O Comely or something, where there's a lot of different stuff going on. Even though it's just a guy and a guitar for the most part, like there's different parts and all kind of flows into each other. Um, in terms of like long songs like these, where it's just kind of like the same thing drawn out, and then there's like little changes sprinkled throughout. Not quite my thing, but I'm never been one for subtlety, so uh, that's my problem. But no, I will just cede the rest of my time so that you can gush about this song.
I mean, it's a masterpiece, but I don't know what to say anymore. This is just like way too good for me to even talk about, I think. Uh, he like proved me wrong because I was like, I don't like sound effects, and then he used sound effects in this song. I'm like, I hate you. I will say the only caveat is I don't like it ending and beginning with an actual like thunder and rain sound. I like that he worked the rain sound into the instrumental because it added this really nice layer of like fuzziness in the background, and it just added this. The atmosphere this song has is just crazy. I feel like I'm watching a movie listening to this record. I can see the color palette. I can see just the buildings, the weather, all of this. It's just crazy. The emotion in this song is incredible. I don't know. I'm like becoming speechless at these songs because there's literally, I don't know. I've almost given a masterpiece for the past 4 songs in a row. This is just next level. I think the song speaks for itself on this one. So that's all I have to say about it. But
There you go.
all right, title track, track 10.
All right.
Disintegration.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about that one. Same kind of things that I had to say about the same deep water as you. Um, about my qualms with the long songs, but also this is not a genre that I am really accustomed to, not really one that I listen to a whole lot, so I'm no authority here. Um, but I will say in most songs, I don't typically like when artists or vocalists spend the entire song straining their voice. I get the point of it, but like it's like I don't there isn't like that emotional attachment necessarily that I get to a lot. But on this one, I feel like it was definitely deserved and like I not only tolerated it, I feel like it needed it. So I will give props there where I'm like, okay, I get the vibe of this song and I like it, but I don't know. I don't know if I would listen to all 8 minutes of that again. But that's me. Now, time for Babby to gush about this song
That
for
should have
10
been
minutes.
16 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
This is insane. This is crazy. This is, I don't know what's happening. I had high expectations, but as soon as we hit track 6, this has become like one of the best things I've ever heard. I don't know what's happening. Like the last 5 songs have been masterpieces, and I try not to give those things out willy nilly, but these are just
No.
like perfect songs. Man,
Yeah.
they're all so distinct, but at the same time, it's like they carry these emotions and this baggage, and this song just feels like a release, but it also feels like a confession. So many things like addiction and like infidelity and all these things, he's just like belting all of it out over this like stuttering instrumental. You have glass breaking, it builds, the energy's there, it becomes almost suffocating by the end of the song. It's just perfect. I don't know what to say about this music anymore. It's just like, if you get it, you get it, because man, it's hard to get that feeling out of like, I mean, post punk and post rock do this great because it kind of soaks you in the environment you're at to a point where it breaks and there's little changes and you're just like forced to go with it. But this one just is so inviting of a sound. You don't have to try for it. It just takes you. It's insane. And these are all long songs. It doesn't feel long. That song could have gone on for 4 more minutes and I would have been perfectly okay with it. But oh my God. Yeah. We got 2 more still.
I'm glad you brought up that you don't give out masterpieces all the time because, like, if this was the first video that people
Yeah,
saw,
no.
then they would think, "Oh, he just
He
gives out."
just, no.
No, no, this
I've been
is
doing
this
it more
is
frequently because we've been doing a lot of classic albums, so it's gonna pop
well,
up a
that's
little bit
true.
more. But usually I barely give masterpieces out. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is true.
Homesick, track 11. Homesick.
I like that one a lot. I think that one might be my favorite one so far. I say that as if there isn't just one song left. Um, yeah, no, I really liked that one. This I don't know if this is the first time they've had a straight up piano, but it kind of feels like it. Um, I do love the keys. I really like when they started the song, just like a really soft electric guitar and the piano. That feels like it was made just for me. Um,
They're like,
like
we're
those are
sorry. Here you go.
well, just throw me a little bit of a
Yeah.
bone because I'm definitely their target audience. So
Mhm.
I'm glad they have something for me. Um, but yeah, no, I really like that one. It had a really nice like groove to it. I really liked the like really slow build. Like it took like 4 minutes or something to get like to where it kind of stayed, and then it built. I guess kind of just decreased. It's kind of like a pill, I guess. Um, and I liked it. I don't know, just a nice song.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm running out of things to say, but I feel like after the insane build of the last song, I feel like it's perfect to go into not like an acoustic, but a lot more stripped back. There wasn't as many like layering of things. It wasn't as like kaleidoscopic as the rest of the album's been.
Yeah,
But I think it's just as good. The interplay between the keyboard and the guitar in the song is really fantastic. It felt like it was literally just like improv, and they just like knew how each other played, and they just had this kind of lockstep that they were doing with each other that felt really natural.
yeah,
Lyrics on this one are fantastic as well. A little bit more laid back than what we've kind of been doing. I don't know why, but I love when they just do like little vocalizations at the end of verses to just match it. It's like a somber tone, but at the same time, it's kind of fun. It just adds the atmosphere that's already like it's already drowning on it in it. But man, ooh, if this is first listen, I have no idea how I'm gonna react to like going back to it. But
yeah.
yeah, fantastic. Alrighty. You know it's gonna be a masterpiece when the song name's Untitled. So
That's
outro,
right.
Untitled.
Unless it's a Neutral Milk Hotel song,
That
in
one's
my
still
humble
good.
opinion.
Hopelessly drift in the eyes of the ghost again. Down on my knees and my hands in the
Untitled.
I liked that one a lot too. I thought that was a great closer. Kind of back to where we were in the beginning, I guess. Not as edgy as that little run was.
But definitely
Um,
sad.
Yes. But it kind of had a little, I don't know, I don't want to say like happier type, but it was more upbeat than the kind of droll, uh, I don't know, kind of disturbing stuff that was in like Fascination Street or anything like that. We're kind of back to like a pictures of you type vibe. And I like that. I feel like a pretty fitting closer. Um, yeah, I don't know. Should I give my thoughts on the album?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I liked it. Like, I knew nothing going in. Um, and I don't even think I knew it was post rock until you said so in the intro of this video. Um, so yeah, that was how little I knew going into it, but I mean, not really a genre I go to a lot. I certainly do not have an ear for it, but I did like a lot of the songs on here. Not all of them, but that's just me. Um, I'm sure everyone in the comments and you will disagree with me, but yeah, I feel like pretty solid. I mean, I would listen to another Cure record
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
prompted. So
We
we'll
might
see.
have to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Untitled was great. Yeah, fantastic closer. I like how every song feels impactful on this record. This is one of these where it's like, for normal bands, any single song on this record would be considered a normal band's best song, which is probably the highest praise you can give anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, fantastic. Definitely moody and very depressing, but again, the sound of it wasn't as dreary, so it does this nice little button up of the record that I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, record as a whole is just incredible. This is like one of the easiest masterpiece calls you could ever make on a piece of music, I think. I don't know. This might be like an immediate like 100 out of 100. I need to listen to it like one more time, but I mean, this might be like right off the gate. Sometimes you just
Wow.
hear something and it's like, yep, this is just next level. We've done a lot of classics in the past couple of months. I
Yeah.
feel like in the Aeroplane Over the Sea and the Glow Part 2 are the closest we've come to something like this, but I feel like this blows like 99% of the music I listen to out of the water. So I don't know.
So that would make it a 100 out of
Yeah,
100.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, we might have to do more Cure because this is fantastic. Yeah, probably the best post punk album I've heard, or definitely like up there in the upper echelon. Post punk is definitely a wide ranging genre, but this is just
Yes.
it's easy to get into, but the intricacies and everything is just next level on this. So yeah, incredible, fantastic. I don't have enough words to describe how good this album is. But yeah, we will talk about it again, and I'm sure 3 months when we do our new retrospective, I'm sure I'll have some updated thoughts. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say, usually we end first reactions higher than we do. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself here. I end reactions higher than I usually do on retrospectives. Tends to be the trend. I don't
Mine's the
know.
opposite.
Okay.
I usually
Why-
don't like records as much on the first listen and on camera. But if they intrigue me enough and I go back to them, that's when I like them more.
Interesting.
There's a couple
Interesting.
exceptions to that, but usually that's the rule.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Well, nice.
We'll see.
Nice. I guess we can spin a G-Dang wheel, see what we're going to do next week.
Let's go.
Wheel time.
Yippee. Please don't get a yikes.
You don't know, maybe.
Yeah, we're good.
I think this was the one category I didn't have one for.
Of course.
It's always the meh. You never see the meh coming. I think this might be a little bit of a turn, but I think we're gonna do Broken Bluff first place.
Okay.
Been going back to it. It's very nice, but I don't think a lot of people know about it, so maybe that will put some eyes on it. So
I know my eyes will be on it.
sweet.
And my ears.
Of course. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just kind of like funky,
Okay.
and that's fun. I don't know.
I've heard like 2 songs, and I don't know if I describe it as funky, but it's funky within the folk realm, I guess.
I don't know how I would describe it. I'm not sure.
Indie something.
Indie fun.
Indie fun.
That's how I would describe it. But yeah, a little. I don't think this album is considered a classic by any means.
No, but I've been going like hard constantly, so we're gonna have some dips where it's not all like insanity. So
every
and I welcome
retrospective
it.
needs a Pine Grove.
Exactly.
I really should. That should not be a thing.
Because that Pine Grove record isn't that bad either.
It's not that bad, and I like this record quite
There are
a bit.
records we've listened to that are genuinely bad. So Pine
Well,
Grove's
yes.
just taking the hit, I guess. But
Sorry, Pine Grove. Other than that, I think that's it for the video.
that's it.
Thanks for watching the wheel.
I'm done. I have nothing
Yeah, I
else.
know. I'm exhausted.
That was very fulfilling, but I'm tired now.
Yes. So
It's going to be a joy to edit. 2-hour long recording.
Well, bye-bye, man.